Hello again. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Oh, there's Mara. Hello.
I don't think she knows you're talking to her.
Oh, Mara. Yes, there she is. Hi. You're not coming. You're not here for Brendan Bouchard.
I know. Is it amazing?
It starts tomorrow. Sorry, I'm trying to see over my steering wheel. It starts tomorrow, and yes, it's going to be amazing. I've done it before, and I'm doing it again. If that tells you how amazing that it is, yeah.
Oh, awesome! Yeah,
it is amazing.
I would have loved to come, but it just did not work out that way. But Britt's there.
Yeah, I saw that. She's on her way. So I am at a car dealership that is not very far from Trudy's house. And I guess that she's having some of those folks whose flights were delayed or something stop by her house, and they're having dinner there tonight.
Oh.
So my husband and I might stop by there.
Oh, you guys don't even know how much I miss you. I just love all your positivity and your sweetness for reals.
Well, you're part of it, baby cake. So keep on keeping on. I love it. Yeah.
Amen.
So we're just waiting for Shannon. She will be on any minute now. Let me see. I don't think that she's on. No, there's only the four of us. Oh, there she is with her hairdo. Woohoo! Shannon, I watched you do your hair I watched you do your hair.
You did?
Yeah. I don't understand how you could do so many segments. You know, like you had some app that puts them all together.
Tell ya, that's the hardest part, is like putting it all in sequence. And It was rough.
It looked awesome.
But you know what? Like I said, I was like, I'm just going to fail forward. That's, I get a lot of questions about it, and I had promised some people, and I thought I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. And if it works, that's great. But I have to tell you, the best feeling was the next morning I got a text message from somebody with a selfie of herself that she had done it. And she was like, oh my gosh, thank you. So I was like, okay, it was worth it. Sorry.
I love it. That is so awesome. So what are you talking about tonight?
We are going to talk about, sorry, you guys, I have to preface. We have a new puppy. I don't know if any of you have seen her on social media, but she's pretty adorable, but she's a puppy. And I'm flying solo tonight, and I literally feel like I'm a brand new mom again. So how many of you guys are moms and remember the newborn stage? I'm exhausted. I'm like, she's wearing me down. The only good thing is that I can put her in her kennel, and I can go and run some errands and take a break. Whereas if I had done that with a baby in a crib, you could get in big trouble for that. So there are upsides to puppies versus babies, but I'm hoping she's going to behave. But tonight we are going to talk about connecting and attracting the right people into your business, the kind of people that you want to work with, that you really want to partner with. And I thought that this was twofold. Number one, a really great topic to go into, piggybacking on Lindsay's call last week, because one of the things that she challenged us at the very end was to go out and just be intentional about connecting and, making those new relationships with people. And then secondly, I think just after yesterday with the announcement that was made from corporate that we are all going to be pushing for, can we mute the line, Sim?
Doing it.
Okay, thanks. But with the big announcement that we all want to be focusing on, one enrollment a week for the next 15 weeks to finish up the year strong, that connecting is going to be key in that, because it's going to be so important for us to keep that funnel really, really full so that we have that pool of people that we are talking with. And so, I really got thinking about it, and I know that a lot of people that connecting is
something that we get asked about a lot. You know, we're like, how do you find new people? How do you connect with people? How do you prospect? You know, and sometimes I think that it comes down to connecting for some people is more challenging than others. And it's usually twofold. Number one, either people are afraid of what other people will think, or people aren't necessarily sure like what to say, how to say it, when to say it about Isagenix. So does anybody ever feel that way? Maybe put into the chat box if you feel that way. Just drop an emoji, or, you know, drop me a yes, I hear you, I get you. Because that's what, you know, I hear a lot from people, is that it's like, I just don't know what to say, or I'm really afraid of what people are going to think. And if we're thinking about what other people are going to think, first of all, I know we say this a lot, but we have to get past that. And if we're afraid of what other people are going to think of us, again, who are we focusing on? We're focusing on ourselves, right? We're focusing on what that is going to feel like for us and the impact that it's going to have on us, instead of really focusing on the other person or the other people, all the lives that we have, you know, to still impact out there. And if we really truly believe in Isagenix and these products, which I think every single person on this call does, you know, beyond belief really, that everybody should be on Isagenix, that's what we need to focus on. So it shouldn't matter what those naysayers, because there will be naysayers, or it shouldn't matter what those people who just don't know yet, what they think of us, because who would agree that one of the best feelings that you can ever have is when you help somebody get started and they reach out to you and they say thank you? Think about that, you guys. Drop it in the chat. Have you guys had somebody tell you how grateful they are to you? Those are the people that matter. Those are the people that matter. It's the best feeling ever, Melissa, isn't it? Yes, you had it today. That's so awesome. And those are the people that we need to hang on to all the time. So we need to push through that feeling and that fear, or those selfish really feelings of what are other people going to think of me, and really focus on the people out there that we need to touch and we need to impact, and hang on to those. You guys, if you get those text messages, save those text messages. Save them on your phone. Put them into an album so that you can see them. Print them off. If somebody sends you a message, or you get a little note or something, save that so that you can see that right in front of you. And that's what you're focusing on when you're thinking about who you're going to reach out to next, or who you're going to connect with. So the second thing that I was just mentioned, was that a lot of times people are not really sure either what to say about Isagenix, or how to say it, or how to work it into a conversation. And those are some of the big questions that we get. And so would it be helpful to you guys tonight if I share 6 tips to help you connect and to become a better connector? Is that something that would be helpful? Awesome. Okay. So when we're thinking about connecting, I want you guys, first of all, to remember that you are connecting every single day. Unless you are walking around not talking to anybody, you are connecting with people. And, you know, most people, I would say the majority of just human nature and society, we thrive on connecting. We thrive on it. It's what we're meant to do. We are meant to connect and have community and just feed off of each other. And I don't know about you guys, but that is one of the best feelings for me. You know, after the call last week when Lindsay challenged us, I intentionally went into the gym the next morning and I connected with like 3 different people. And it felt so good versus just going in and walking with my head down, going to my class, finishing it up, and then just walking out. Those interactions just really filled my cup. And I bet for you that it feels that way a lot. Think about a conversation or a time when you've really connected with somebody just very naturally, and how good that makes you feel. So when we are connecting and when we're thinking about the process of it and what that looks like, one of the first tips is to listen more and ask questions. So when we are thinking about Isagenix, so how many of you guys just by nodding your head or show of hands. How many of you guys have been talking with somebody and you literally like are in another world? Like you see them in front of you and you see their lips moving, but you're not really listening, or you don't remember what they say because you're so focused on what you're going to say about isogenics or when you're going to get isogenics into the conversation. Can you guys relate to that? I know I've done it, because it's like in that situation, we kind of have our own agenda. And yes, isogenics is going to be on our agenda to some point, but we need to remember that it's not only about isogenics, and that the first conversation is not going to be the only conversation or the only opportunity that we have to lead into isogenics. So first of all, become an active listener. And what does it mean to be an active listener? It means that you're being attentive, that you are really, really present, that you have eye contact with that person, you're nodding your head, you are really feeling this conversation and really interested in what he or she has to say. The other thing is that you're asking questions. And when you're asking questions, you're asking open-ended questions. So, it could be questions about, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. What did you love most about that? Or if they're telling you something that they've really struggled with, oh my gosh, well, what was so hard about that? What did you struggle most with? Or when you tried all those different things to lose weight, before, what did you like about them, or what did you not like about them? So you're really trying to get more information out of them when we're having this conversation. And then you also want to clarify. So many times we have people say things, and what happens? We automatically jump and think, oh, they must think it's too expensive, or, oh, they must be talking about this. And we immediately go to respond instead of saying, well, can you help me understand a little bit more? What does that mean? So if somebody says like, oh my gosh, that's really expensive. Well, what does that mean? And dig deeper. When you say expensive, what's expensive? Because we may think that something's expensive that somebody else does not. So we have to be careful not to set somebody's financial thermostat for them. So if you think the value pack is expensive, you are probably not sharing the value pack, because you have set the financial thermostat for somebody else, thinking because you think it's expensive that they're going to think it's expensive as well. And we have to be so careful not to do that. So asking clarifying questions, or here's a great one. Somebody just said recently, oh my gosh, I'm just so busy. I have so many things going on coming up in my calendar that there's just no way that I could get started. Well, can you share with me a little bit more? Like when you say busy, like what does that look like? And maybe for them, that's a perfect lead-in for us to say, oh my gosh, well, you're going to love this nutrition because it's so convenient. But if we just make assumptions and we don't clarify, then we're going to walk away probably feeling frustrated, and or the other person's going to feel frustrated because we're not giving them the information that they need. So ask those clarifying questions, and then really summarize and empathize with people too. Saying that, I hear you. I understand the challenges of a busy lifestyle. I understand, what it feels like to have tried every single diet out there. But when you summarize and you empathize with people, it's a great way for you to know that you've been actively listening to. So with listening more and asking questions, an action item I want you guys to take away is when you have conversations, write down after a conversation what you learned about that person. And ask yourself, who did most of the talking? If you haven't learned about that person and you have not walked away feeling like, wow, I really learned something from her, I learned about her, I know more about that person, then you were not as present in that conversation as what you should have been. Or if you notice that you did most of the talking, it's an opportunity to circle back. And in your next opportunity with somebody, to practice active listening a little bit more so that they're doing most of the talking, because you're listening and you're asking those questions. If we are active listening, you guys, most of the time we'll be able to identify their needs and how Isagenix can be a solution for them if we're asking the right questions and really listening. And we also have to remember too that when we're thinking about what are we going to say, we don't have to worry so much about what we're going to say because we have our say scripts, right? If you guys have your IsoLife success plan and you open it up, to page 4, you've got all these amazing say scripts right there. So Isagenix has really done so much for us to provide these tools and resources that it can take some of that pressure off of us and we can really focus on being an active listener and ask more questions. Okay, number 2. This is where I like to say, like, drip information, don't vomit. So how many of us have thrown up on somebody, right? We get so excited and we just have so much information that we want to share. And before you know it, we're like, oh my gosh, I just spewed out so much information. They're never going to want to do this because they're so overwhelmed at this point. So you can drop little seeds in your conversation. And again, you're going to listen for the cues in that. So an example might be, recently I was having a conversation with somebody that she was talking about, Melissa, yeah, drip, don't vomit. You like that one? It's our new hashtag. But she was talking about how, her job is just so time consuming and that she feels guilty not being able to kind of be there for her kids, And this was a perfect opportunity for me. I was like, you know what? That's one of the reasons why I'm so grateful I found network marketing. I appreciate the time and the flexibility that I have. I didn't go into a big, long thing. I just dripped it about network marketing. I planted that seed. And then as the conversation goes on, it may lead into an opportunity for me to say, you know what, would you be open? Would you be open for me to share a little bit more, about how I left my corporate job so I could have more time with my kids? So you listen and you can just drip, or somebody else, talking about, again, going back to the person that has tried everything, every single diet or nutrition or anything. And you could say, I've been there. I get it. And I'm so grateful for nutritional cleansing. It has changed my life. And this holds true to you guys in social media. So again, we want to be careful not to vomit. We want to drip. Plant the seeds, create the curiosity. And if you are somebody that's struggling with how to do that in your social media, you guys, there are so many leaders, so many other people out there that are doing it brilliantly. And just follow them and see how they're telling a story and how, you're reading this post and it's telling this story and you don't even feel like they're trying to, share anything with you. But it's all about how amazing this nutrition or the opportunity is. So there's so many people that have gone first and really set up a great foundation for us. And yes, in the success plan, you've got scripts for texting too. So you've got all these different tools and resources that are already out there for us, and we just need to tap into them. Okay, so number 3, find a common ground. You guys bond with people. Common ground, oh my gosh, it's such a great thing when you can really, it connects you on a whole nother level with people. And again, I'm going to tap right back into the IsoLife Success Plan that there is an acronym. It's called FORM. And if you go, it's on page, oh gosh, I need my glasses. It's on page 80. But, FORM stands for, the F is family or from, the O is occupation, organization, R is recreation, M is motivation. And, this is where you could easily have a conversation with somebody if you are trying to connect with somebody. I saw a gal at the gym, and you guys use your eyes, really be observant and just notice things that might spark a conversation. I saw a girl at the gym. She had a tank top on that said bar. And we don't have a bar studio here in this area. So I approached her after class and I was like, oh my gosh, you're a tank top. I said, where have you been to a bar studio? And it opened up conversation. She's like, oh my gosh, do you love bar? I'm like, I love bar. We don't have anything in this area. And it opened up this whole conversation that now I have her contact information. We are texting each other. We're getting ready for coffee. You know, it's this way for us just to connect with people by using our eyes and paying attention. And it can open up tons of conversations for you. Or, you know, F of being family or from. This was a new gal at the gym too. You know, it was easy for me to say, you know what, I haven't seen you here before. Are you new to town? You know, are you from this area? And she wasn't. She was like, oh my gosh, I just moved here from Portland. And, you know, how awesome for somebody to have somebody notice them, you know, and take the opportunity to connect with them. Connecting usually, again, unless somebody is not, I'd say, the average person, connecting usually makes people feel really, really good. It feels really good to have somebody pay attention to you and to want to talk to you and to want to learn more about you. Social media, connecting on social media. You know, maybe you see a profile of somebody that you really like and you're thinking, I want to reach out to this person. Go for it. You can reach out, and if they've tagged like a location of where they live, you know, you could easily reach out and say, oh my gosh, I love your profile. You're doing an amazing job. I see you're from San Diego. Is that where you live? And it opens up this door to have a conversation and connect with new people that then can lead you down all these different paths to really open up the conversation and eventually get to a point where you're talking about isogenics. So remember, it's not always isogenics in every single conversation. It could be that you need time to connect and to ask the questions and to build the rapport and build the relationship and have enough conversation to where you are identifying that need and the opportunity presents itself that you can talk about isogenics, which is awesome. I think so many times that we are, like I said, we're focused on the end result. So we're focused so much on enrolling that we forget about the process and we forget that it takes time. And sometimes remember that it takes an average of, you know, sometimes 5 to 12 conversations with people before they're ready to say yes. And if you're meeting somebody for the first time, it could be even more than that because you need to have that time to ask those questions and to learn about those people and to learn about their life and their lifestyle. Some other cues that you could pick up on, you know, if you see somebody, obviously, you know, fitness is really important to you. What do you do for nutrition? You know, I'm always curious to hear what other people are doing for nutrition because people are at the gym, you guys, for a reason, right? I mean, most people, and you know the people, you can tell most of the time if people are there to lose weight or if they're there because they're really working hard and they're working to get more fit. You know, and everybody there is there for the exercise and the activity component, but there's also another component that we all know is even more important, is critical, and that's the nutrition. So a simple question like, oh my gosh, I see you here all the time. And, you know, I am so curious and, you know, I see the classes that you're in and I see how hard you're working out, but I'm really curious, you know, do you do anything specific for nutrition? Do you use certain pre-workouts or post-workouts? I love to learn. I love to hear what else is out there and to just open up that door for conversation with people. Super easy to do. Okay, number 4. Listen for ways to serve people. So this is one of my favorite ones too, because again, we are isogenics and we have solutions for everybody. I truly believe that, you know, we have these solutions that can serve people in so many ways, be it weight loss, energy, performance, you know, wealth creation, healthy aging, and that's just all encompassing. However, again, we're not always leading with isogenics. And so why not be a servant, friend, or person to those people too? We love to help people. So listen for cues on how you can help people. You know, I recently had a neighbor that she lost her health insurance and, you know, she's self-employed. And I remembered several people in isogenics talking about some different plans that they use. Oh my gosh, I'll get that information and I will send that to you. be that good friend to people or refer people over. It's what we do. We love to help people. And so find ways to serve people, and that will come back to you tenfold. It just helps to strengthen the relationship and give you more opportunity to connect, have the conversations, and then lead into your Isagenix conversations. Number 5 is use the tools. Okay. Find ways. It's not an option. Just you make a way, you find a way to use the tools. And by this, I mean, we have all these great resources. And so we don't have to do it all. It's an awesome opportunity for us to let those resources help us. So for example, somebody asks you, okay, so tell me about this nutritional cleanse. Tell me about this nutritional cleanse. We can go into it, or we could say something like, you know what, that is such a great question. Honestly, I have this amazing video that I could send over to you. It'll take maybe 5 minutes, and it will do an even better job of explaining it, to you than what I could do. When is a good time for me to send it, and when could you listen to it? And then I'll follow up with a phone call. Because then it allows us to follow up with somebody, and it gets a resource into their hands too. The other beautiful thing about this, you guys, is that it's duplicable, right? So, I think one of the things that I love to talk about the science behind the products. I love to share about the system because I'm really passionate about that. And I find it very, very interesting. But 2 things that I have to remember to myself is, number 1, not everybody else is like that. And too much science or too much information, again, can be overwhelming and it can shut people down. And then number 2, it's not always the best example or role model for me, like when I'm on a 3-way call or something with somebody, because then I've had team members or people say, I'll never be able to explain it like that. And that's where you don't want to make it look so hard. We want to make it look easy because it really is easy. And, Isagenix has so many tools and resources out there. Melissa, I know you've mentioned that you really like that. What is Isagenix? Isagenix Explained, or I can't even remember now, with Josh and Dr. Josh and Lisa. You know which one I'm talking about? That video?
Isagenix Explained.
Yes, sorry, you guys. Puppy's going a little back. Yes, Isagenix Explained. So you have all these great resources that we can send out to people, and it makes it super easy, and it makes you very relatable, and you're setting an example for your team too. But you can send that, and it's a great reason to follow back up. Have you had a chance to watch the video? I would love to talk to you a little bit more. What did you think? What did you think about this? So use the resources that we have at our disposal. And then the last one, number 6, is ABC. So always be connecting. And with this one, know what you are looking for. I want you guys to take just a minute and think to yourself about your team. If you have a team, and if there's people on your team that are that you love to work with, you partner with them and you love so much about them. Like whenever you talk to them, you just get lit up. You are so fired up. You fuel off of each other's energy. It's totally fun. And think about the characteristics of that person. And then think about somebody that maybe either it could be in your business or it could not. It could be just somebody in life that you don't feel that same way. That person, it's hard to get along with them, or maybe it's challenging to spend time with that person, or you feel very, very drained after you spend time with them. Focus on the characteristics and the qualities that you love in people and the type of people that you want to work with. Maybe it's that they are interested in fitness or exercise, like, really taking care of themselves, a healthy lifestyle. They're coachable, they're fun, they're outgoing, they're very personable. They have a good social media presence. They're very open-minded. So all of these characteristics of things of the type of person and the perfect person that you want to attract into your business, write those things down, know them, put them on a sticky so that you see them while you're getting ready in the morning, or put them on the phone. I know Nicole Hammondtree, I don't know if she still does, but at one point she had bullet points listed on her cell phone wallpaper so that whenever she looked at her phone, she would see that. And you have to become that person too, because remember, like attracts like a lot of times. And if you want to attract that type of person into your life, more likely than not, somebody of that caliber or what you're looking for is not going to be attracted or not want to partner with somebody that isn't doing the do themselves. So you have to really become that person and start attracting it. But when you do that, you'll always be connecting and you'll always be looking for that. Your antenna will be up and you will be looking to find those characteristics in people. And when you see them, it'll be more prominent, you'll be more aware of it, and you will be intentional to really connect with that person because you'll be like, that's the type of person that I want to work with. It's exactly what happened to me at the gym that day when I saw the gal with the bar tank top on. I looked at her, the vibes about her, the way she was carrying herself, the way she presented herself, that I saw her interacting with other people. I was like, that is somebody that I want to connect with because that is somebody that I could see myself partnering with. And so the more that we can really learn to connect with people, and, you know, when we're great connectors, we're just going to attract that more into our business. It's so true. So build that confidence. You know, remember, focus on the people and the lives that you've already changed and use that energy, you guys, to fill you and to say to yourself and tell yourself that that's what I'm going after. That's what I want to find is more people that I can bless with this nutrition and that are going to send me those messages. Who cares about the naysayers? Who cares about the people? They just don't know yet. And how many times are they still watching? The other thing to remember is that when you are connecting, that when we're looking at somebody and, you know, we might get frustrated or we might feel like, that person doesn't want to do isogenics. It's okay. It's really, really okay because everybody can play a role in your business. Maybe they're not somebody that gets started on the nutrition right now. Maybe instead they become somebody that refers people to you. Because a lot of times it's not who they know or who you know, it's who they know, right? And so just recognizing that everybody has the opportunity to impact your business in some way, shape, or form. And that the more that you can master connecting and just be genuine and be authentic and really get passionate about connecting, you know, make as many friends as you can, fill the funnel and identify where they are in the system for you, where you are in connecting. Are you just getting started? Are you, you know, a little bit further down the road? Have you identified some of their needs and you need to circle back and start talking about the nutrition? It's really up to you to continue to do the process. See, Suzanne says that she has someone that shares all of her posts, but she's not interested in it for herself. So you've got a huge cheerleader there. That's awesome. And so she's really playing a big role in your business and cheering you on. And you never know. She may come around at some point and say, you know what? I do want to do this. Something may change in her life. And we just want to be sure that we are in front of people enough that when it's their time, they think of you. And that they think of you when they need that solution. Authenticity is so, so critical. I couldn't agree with you more. And I have us right at 6:30, so I really want to honor your time. If there are any questions, please feel free to throw it into the chat or open up the lines, and I'm happy to answer any questions. But hopefully these 6 tips, do you want me guys to go over the tips one more time? We got them? Okay. I think we're good. Any other questions? No? Okay. So who's in for the 15 by the end of the year? Okay. Yes? We going for it? That's awesome, you guys. I have no idea what's going to happen at NYKO, but hopefully you all have your NYKO tickets. And if you don't, you will be purchasing those very, very soon so that you can be there live when they announce what else is coming. So where do you get the ISA Life Success Plan? Christina, It's on, it's on Isagenix Business. You can, I believe it's there. And I know some people have actually taken it and you can get new copies of it to where it's bigger, because I will say this one's pretty small. Like the print in it is pretty tiny. But available for purchase, it would be on ISA Sales Tools. So in your back office, you could go to resources and you could get that there. So Christina said she printed hers at Kinko's for like $10, which I think is a great idea, because again, they can make it actually like a 8.5 by 11 size or something that's going to be a little bit more, unless you have really good eyes. I know for me, I'm squinting quite a bit to try to see mine. So, okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining in tonight. It was so good to see so many faces, and I hope you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.